Hello and welcome to Citi Sports Roundup with me, Benjamin Nketia. Coming up, LOC chairman for 2023 African Games confident event will come off next year. Also, Chelsea to host Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-final second leg as they look to overturn a 2-0 deficit. And Barcelona president Juan Laporta denies illegal referee payments. Let's get to the details of our stories now. Now, the chairman of the 2023 African Games Local Organizing Committee, Dr. Kweku Ofosu-Asare, has expressed disagreement with claims that Ghana's financial state is inadequate for hosting the multidisciplinary event. He asserts that the Games will present the country with a prime opportunity to enhance its sporting infrastructure despite government's appeal for a $3 billion bailout from the IMF to bolster the economy. Dr. Kweku Ofosu-Asare expressed these sentiments while speaking to Citi Sports on the sidelines of the launch of Ghana's fastest human.
If you look at what the challenges we are having now in Ghana, no facilities for athletics. But because of these games, we are upgrading the University of Ghana Stadium, and that's why we'll be we'll be having the competition. And so people talk about, why are you having the African Games in this crunching period, these tough times? Why don't we use the money for other things, opportunity cost? But the problem is that if we don't do it now, these facilities will never be created for us, or will never be built for us. And we don't have to over-concentrate on football. We've done that for years. And as I mentioned, since 1982, I mean, we all love football. I've been associated with football for a very, very long time, running commentary, traveling with the teams and all that. But we need to also be looking at other disciplines. And the African Games is giving us the opportunity for us to shift the focus from football to the other lesser disciplines: athletics, boxing, judo, karate do, handball, basketball, hockey, and all that. So this competition, the African Games, is also creating an opportunity for us to stimulate our economy, for jobs to be created. Aside from the facilities, jobs are going to be created, the economy is going to be stimulated, we are going to have improvement in tourism, we're going to uplift the image of Accra, the University of Ghana's image is going to shoot up, Ghana's image is going to go up, and all that. So when you quantify the benefits, they are priceless. And I'm appealing to all Ghanaians that even though we are going through trying times, it is a good opportunity for us to host the African Games, and we think that the African Games will assist Ghana move to the next level in all aspects, or in all facets of the economy.
Now, assistant head coach of Accra Hearts of Oak, David Oklu, says belief is growing within the squad that they can challenge for this season's Bet Power Premier League title. The Phobians beating Swatraman FC by 2-1 at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday to move up to third on the league log, 5 points behind league leaders Adriana Stars. With 8 games left to the end of the season, Oklu is confident that with hard work and focus, the Ghana Premier League Giants can clinch the trophy.
I think my guys played very well. They played their heart out, even though it's not beautiful, but we got a needed result. Yeah, it's possible. We will continue working hard and see if by the end of the season we are on top. We'll be grateful, but we are working hard for that. Yeah, they beat us like you rightly said, but we are going there with a determined mind and very focused and try and win it.
Meanwhile, a board member of Accra Hearts of Oak, Frank Nelson Inwokolo, has backed David Oklu to lead the team to win the trophy this campaign.
Out of the matches that you just enumerated, I'm sure we have Tamale City away. We're playing King Faisal at home. I think we're playing Bechem away. We're playing Midiama home. And there's another team we're playing home. But I don't think, judging from our records, even at away matches, we're not bad playing away matches. So I can tell you they are still in contention. And when you look at the season, how he's been traveling and where we've gotten to, you'll be sure that, I mean, from the beginning, the point difference has not been that like you see in EPL, that you can say Arsenal is leaving 8 points or 10 points. But this is a situation where it's 3 points, 4 points at a time. And you look at the third to second position or fifth position. The point difference sometimes are even 1 or 2 or 3 points. So Accra Sport being the club we know, and the club I belong to, and support base that we have, and the focus of the board and the management of Accra Suffolk. We are out of the FA Cup. We cannot fold our hands and say, well, since Aduana is leading us with 5 points, we will have about 8 matches to play. And I don't think we will be able to say. Our motto is never say die, and we never say die. And I can tell you that before the end of the season, you will see a big change in the terms of ranking.
Now, head coach of Nswatraman Football Club, Mumuni Abubakari, believes his team cannot afford to drop any more points in the Bet-Power Premier League following their defeat to Accra Hearts of Oak. The defeat leaves Nswatraman just above the relegation zone on goal difference heading into the final games of the season. Abubakari says all focus must now shift to picking up maximum points in their remaining 8 matches.
The rest of the matches are still there. We'll organize ourselves again and then make sure that at least all our home matches, including 1 or 2 away, that will give us the maximum 3 points for us to sustain in the league. I think that's all we have to be thinking of. Obviously, we'll have to go in for a kill because the 3 maximum points is at stake, and I think we can't afford to lose them because we have to get them to be sure of our stability.
Let's head to the camp of Kumasi Asante Kotoko now because interim coach Abdoulaye Ghazale believes the team must correct their mistakes in defense after they lost by 3-0 to Brekum Chelsea at the Golden City Park over the weekend. The defeat drops the defending champions to 5th place on the league table with 39 points after 26 games, 8 behind league leaders Adriana Stars with 8 games to go. Despite their recent slump in the league, Ghazale is not closing the door on their title defense. Now, Accra Great Olympics head coach Bismarck Kobi-Mensah has expressed disappointment with the manner in which his team lost to league leaders Adriana Stars in match week 26 of the Bet-Power Premier League. The Dade boys were beaten away by a lone goal, leaving them in the relegation zone with 31 points. Now, speaking after the game, Bismarck Kobi-Mensah called on his players to improve their winning mentality. You are watching Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV with me, Benjamin Nketia. When we return, we'll bring you some more stories. Welcome back. This is Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Let's do some more stories now. Our former GFA Executive Council member Samuel Odro-Nyako has lauded Black Stars head coach Chris Houghton and his technical team for monitoring local talent in the local top flight league. Houghton and his assistants have been pictured at a number of venues this season ahead of Ghana's next assignment in the 2023 AFCON qualifiers. Speaking to Citi Sports, the former WA All-Star CEO advised Houghton to extend his scouting range to other venues in his quest to assemble the best talent.
And it's good on the part of the coach. A coach who goes to watch local games with a view of selecting players is good. So I think that he should not limit it to Accra alone. He must extend it to the outside stations, Doma, Brekum, you understand, so that they can get the best for the Black Stars. It's good that he was here, and this is a good game that he can assess the players and select some from. I like the idea.
Okay. Now, Management Committee Chairman for the Black Meteors, Frederick Achampong, has disclosed to Citi Sports that there are plans for the team to engage in a number of friendlies before opening camp ahead of the country's participation in the Under-23 AFCON in Morocco. The tournament is scheduled to commence in June later this year, with the Meteors set to participate in the competition for the second time. According to Frederick Achampong, Ghanaians should keep supporting the team under Ibrahim Tanko to help the team achieve its aim of qualifying for the Paris 2024 Olympics.
Well, we've spoken to the coach. As management, we've met. We've drawn our plan. We'll present it to the management of the Ghana Football Association. I serve for the Executive Council, but I have to present it to the Executive Council, to the top management of Ghana Football Association, i.e. the President, General Secretary, for them to approve it before we draw a budget, and then we present to the ministry. And so when it is confirmed for the ministry, we'll make it public for Ghana to know. The team belongs to Ghanaians, and we love the support that Ghana has been giving to the U23 team. So obviously, we can't hide anything from Ghanaians. We can't hide anything from the fans. We would let them know our plans. We're proposing to at least have a 2-week campaign prior to the tournament. But before that, we want to have an non-residential campaign before we get into proper campaign, at least 2 weeks before the tournament would begin in Morocco. So we're looking to that. And in between that, we are looking to play some international friendly matches, minimum of 2 matches before we enter into the tournament. But if everything is confirmed, we'll make it public. There are only 2 North African teams who qualified for the tournament. The rest are, drawn from different parts of Africa. So you don't only have to concentrate on North Africa. You also need to engage the others from the different parts of Africa because they're also participating. We are looking to qualify. And it might happen that maybe you draw one North African country and the rest will not come from North Africa. So if you focus mainly on North Africa, you might not get what you want.
Now, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has refused to blame the pressure of the title race on the team throwing away a 2-0 lead at West Ham on Sunday. The Gunners awarded a penalty at 2-1 up just after half-time for Mikel Antonio's handball, only for Bukayo Saka to uncharacteristically put his effort wide. The draw means that Arteta's side is now just 4 points ahead of defending champions Manchester City, who have a game in hand. Arteta believes his team were too complacent against West Ham.
Well, it started extremely well again, dominated the game, dominated the pitch, and scored 2 beautiful goals. And after that, we made a huge mistake. To stop playing with the same purpose, to score the 3rd and the 4th one, and just think that we can play them around them and maintain that result, and just looked too easy. And on that moment, we give them hope and credit to West Ham because they took it. They did what they did really well. They started to play extremely direct. From there, they went to a long throw, from them a corner, and we really struggled to get out of that game. And if you don't go into defend your box the way you should in the 2 goals that we concede, then you have to do many more things much better for longer periods in the match. And then there is another moment when you can go after 50 minutes 3-1 up, and probably the game is over, and 2 minutes later you concede a goal. But this is part of football. My worry is after 2-0 that we make that huge mistake and don't understood what the game required in that moment. Well, because after we could not control what West Ham was proposing, and they conceding goals away from home. You can see 2 or 3 goals away from home. It's extremely difficult to win football matches as we did, and we have to blame ourselves how we defended the boxes.
Do you think the pressure at this stage of the season?
I would say yes if I see a team from the beginning playing. When I see a team playing with that flow, it does not. And a 2-0 certainly is not the pressure. It's that we really misunderstood what the game required in that moment.
Now, interim Tottenham Hotspur manager Christian Stellini has called on his players to change their mindset after they were beaten by 3-2 by Bournemouth over the weekend. The result is a setback in Spurs' race for a top 4 spot as they remain in 5th place with 53 points after 31 games played. Stellini believes the team gave away goals too easily and must focus on improving in subsequent games.
My assessment is that today we played 2 different games. We played a good game until we score, and after we consider the 2nd goal. What is in the middle is not the mindset we have to use it, because we start well the game, but when we score, we drop. We drop again, and we have to change this type of mindset. We said many times we have to continue to go strong and try to keep the ball in their half pitch. But we did only when we were 2-1 down.
Now, Crystal Palace boss Roy Hodgson has praised Ghana international Jordan Ayew after an impressive performance in their win against Southampton on Saturday. The 31-year-old has found his scoring boots under Hodgson, scoring 2 and providing 1 assist in the process. Ayew started and lasted 90 minutes before Jean-Philippe Mateta replaced him as Crystal Palace recorded a 2-0 win over the Saints. Speaking after the game, Hodgson asserted that Jordan Ayew is repaying the faith the club placed in him with his fine performances.
I think he knows us, we know him. He feels comfortable, I think, with what we're asking him to do. I think he knows that if he continues to do what we consider to be the right things, we're going to back him up and get behind him, which is always quite a nice feeling to have as a player. And he's repaying us by playing so well, because today, especially in the first half, both halves, but in the first halves where things weren't going that well, him and Schlupp really played a very, very important role in the midfield, and the back four was just very good throughout. The back four was, excellent throughout the game, and the goalkeeper when called upon, and that's a nice thing to know as well. If we can keep clean sheets, then we'll certainly pick up more points, because I wouldn't want to be playing against a Palace team with the sort of players we have in the team, knowing that we aren't going to score a goal, because I'd always be fearful that, well, they will if we don't. So that's something we've got to bear in mind. There's a big strength that we have, and we've got to keep working on those things. And we will.
This is the Citi Sports Roundup on Citi TV with me, Benjamin Nketiah. We'll take a break here. When we return, we'll bring you some more foreign stories. Thank you for staying with us on the Citi Sports Roundup. My name is Benjamin Nketiah. Let's get into some more foreign stories now. Now, the UEFA Champions League returns on Tuesday night with the second leg of quarter-final action across Europe. Napoli will play host to fellow Serie A side AC Milan as they look to bounce back from a narrow 1-0 defeat in the first leg to book their spot in a first Champions League semi-final, while 2020-2021 champions Chelsea, who have had a season to forget in the English Premier League, will be looking to overturn a 2-0 deficit from the first leg against defending champions Real Madrid when they host Carlo Ancelotti's men at Stamford Bridge. Interim Chelsea manager Frank Lampard has been sharing his thoughts ahead of the crucial game for his side.
We're not where we want to be. I think the word broken is a bit much, but we're not where we want to be. And that's clear. League position is a reality in the Premier League. We're 2-0 down in this game. So I think those things are just reality. We have to work against that and show in every way we can because we're in that moment. I don't think anything tomorrow will be better than winning the Champions League, from my opinion, because we had many moments on that run of difficulties against Barcelona in that game and Napoli and all this. It was a huge run where there were a lot of big achievements. But I understand your point. I think for us, considering the result now, considering the team we're up against, because in that moment that we're in, we have to fight really hard to make it happen. So, of course, that would be special. I've got no doubt it will be positive. And when I talk about that, I talk about the lead to the game, the start of the game. I think the rest is a little bit down to us. It's down to us as a team to play with a real desire and a know-how to try and turn this game around, I think, for sure. I've been here too many times in this level of game at Chelsea, at Stamford Bridge on an evening, midweek Champions League knockout game, to understand that the atmosphere is going to be great. And again, now it's time for us to tap into that early in the game and make sure that we engage the crowd throughout, because they can help us, for sure. That's why we're at home. That's why this two-legged competition is the best out there. So, yeah, I'm confident in that. We just need to play our part.
Frank Lampard and goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga also spoke about owner Todd Bowley's visit to the dressing room following defeat to Brighton over the weekend.
As you say, Todd came to the change room every game, so he had like different chat with us, different games, and I'm not gonna say what he said, but it's normal when he came to the change room.
For me, there's maybe some criticism of our old owner of not coming to the games and not being around, and that wasn't always true, to be fair. But I think when an owner is very vested in their interest in the team and wanting to help and improve, I think it's their prerogative to have the input that they want. I remember the moments as a player of owners first coming into dressing rooms actually happened here at Chelsea. It never really happened to me before, and I remember being really happy that the owner, you could touch them, you could high-five them, you could listen to them and feel them. So I don't think that's a bad thing in terms of the identity of the club and where you want to get to. So I have no problem with it. And from my point of view, I had my things to say after the game. If an owner comes in and wants to be positive and wants to speak to the players, then I think it's absolutely his part to do that. And like Kepa, I think, has said there, it can be very regular in the modern day. No problem. In fact, it shows passion, and that's the first thing that I like. So, yeah, that's it.
John Cross,
Thanks,
Daily Mirror.
Now, Barcelona president Juan Laporta says the club did nothing illegal by employing a company to consult on technical and refereeing issues. The club has been charged by prosecutors in Spain with corruption over payments made to companies owned by Jose Maria Enrique Negreira, the former vice president of Spain's referees committee between 2001 and 2018. The charges filed include corruption in sport, corruption in business, false administration, and falsification of commercial documents. Barcelona have always denied buying referees or trying to influence officials, and Laporta maintained that at a press conference on Monday morning.
Tota la rotunditat institucional que comporta el càrrec.
And so now we'll make this statement, a very complete statement by myself, the president of Football Club Barcelona. Football Club Barcelona has never done any kind of activity with the means or the ends and intention of swinging the competition in our favour. I'll say it again. Football Club has never done anything within my knowledge with the ends and the intention of taking a sporting advantage in the competition. And I've got evidence from the tax agency that they've not got any way of proving there are any payments made towards companies run by Mr. Negreira to influence referees or influence a sporting result, the result of a match. They've not been able to prove that because it wasn't possible.
Ghanaian boxer Seth Jima is hoping to build on his win against veteran Darryl Sharp in the light heavyweight bout at the Kepa Boxing Arena in London over the weekend. The bout is the 33-year-old's second professional fight, and his victory came through a unanimous decision by the judges after 12 rounds. Jima, who was overwhelmed with emotion after the victory, believes there are bigger things to come from him in the future.
Prof, it's emotional because I don't want to start again because it make me cry, honestly, because I remember where I come from, right? And people don't really know who I am, right? And I came to this country by myself at 2012. No one else. The country is there, but I don't have no home. Yeah? It was hard for me. And today, I enter and I see a lot of chairs and big events. I was like, what's going wrong? You know, and I noticed that it's like how I believe myself and I trust myself. And I work so hard toward my dreams, and I never give up. I never let anyone let me down. I put myself to the limit. I don't sleep. I'm running 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, like a madman. People see me like, what's this guy doing? And now this is the answer for those people. They was asking me those questions, you know. And I'm so proud of myself. And my mom, my family back home, they're all watching me. And I make them proud because I come from nothing. A place there was no light, there was no water, nothing there. And I see myself in one of big promotion in the way, Queensbury. Come on, bro, there is a God. So whatever results happen there, I don't care. I don't care. I see myself like a winner, no matter what. And I don't back down, you know. And I thank for all of you and everyone who been put me in this platform, especially Francis Warren, my manager. And I think big things is coming up as well. But this is for you out there. Don't let yourself down. Don't let anyone let you down, tell you can't do nothing. I started boxing at the age of 27. Now I'm here fighting one of the biggest platforms in the world, Joe Joyce undercard. Come on, man. It's possible. Don't let anyone turn your dreams off. Remember, you are the one you know what you want. If you explain it to someone, they will never understand you. I came here, I don't even speak English. And now look, I'm like English teacher. You know, so I'm great. I don't have nothing to tell again.
That's all for today's edition of Citi Sports Roundup here on Citi TV. For more sports, log on to citisportsonline.com. My name is Benjamin Nketia, and many thanks for watching.